Hey Virgos, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm sorry it took me so long to get yours out this month. I apologize, I've been really busy. There's a lot going on this month though. Mars is turning retrograde, which doesn't do that but every 2 years. Neptune's going to turn retrograde. We got a new moon in Gemini, a full moon in Capricorn. Signs, planets changing signs. So let's get into this for you guys, okay? Mars is going to turn retrograde on the 26th. It's going to remain in retrograde motion until August 27th. This is highlighting your guys' 6th house of health, fitness, wellness, neatness, organization, refinement, efficiency, daily activity, daily chores, routines. So having Mars here is going to activate this house strongly. Mars is awesome. I love Mars. Mars is the planet of just do it, and without it, we would never get anything done. Mars is like our caffeine in the morning, you know, our coffee. It gives us the energy, the vitality. But Mars is also courageous, bold, and daring, and just action-oriented of just getting it done. So having Mars for an extended period until August 27th when it turns direct in the sign of Capricorn, then it's going to go back through Aquarius again. It entered Aquarius on the 15th of May and will stay there all the way through September. So this is a long time of having this action-oriented planet in one house. So your focus this month is strongly going to be, and actually since the 15th of May, but really this month, and then again next month, is going to be all about health and fitness and neatness and organization and cleanliness and clearing out clutter and changing up your routines and making things work more efficiently for you. You're going to be really, really efficient. You're going to get a lot done. We're all going to get a lot done in one particular house where Mars is spending this extended time, because Mars is really just about getting it done. So we're going to be energetic, courageous, but you do have to watch out for being a little bit compulsive, irritable, aggravated, and frustrated, because Mars is impatient. He wants it done now, not tomorrow, but now. So this is really great energy for getting stuff done, whatever it is. If it's work involved, if it's starting a new project, if it's working out, if it's getting fit, excellent for getting fit, because you're going to have so much energy to put into this. During its retrograde motion, though, it's a little bit different. Mars retrograde is more internalization, thinking pragmatically, not so much aggressively and impulsively, like just rushing and getting things done. Although we do get things done when Mars is direct. It's all about getting it done, but sometimes it can be done wrong because we're all just wanting to get it done. We could be aggravated, frustrated, impatient, really. But sometimes combative. So this can be combative stuff happening in the work environment, people just being irritable, aggressive, pushy, stuff like that, on one small scale of the many different ways this can play out. Or you can be more aggressive at work or with coworkers, impatient, maybe finding people just moving too slow and you're like, hurry up, get it done. But it's also about being able to have the energy to work out hard and change your diet and organize, clean out closets, refine things, make them neater, more efficient. Again, improving efficiency. It's a house of analysis. Noticing the details, paying attention to details. So in retrograde motion, you're going to really go over all that. You're going to be more pragmatic, not so fast forward, pushing forward, but more, maybe I can do things better. So when Mars is direct, if you're hitting any walls and you're running into things, or you're just like finding yourself just pushing forward really quickly, when Mars turns retrograde, you're going to rethink those steps and try to find a better way, even better way to do things in this house. So you're going to be very pragmatic, thinking things through, planning. Mars retrograde is awesome for planning, okay? because you're a strategist. You're being very strategic in what you do and in your actions. So for planning, going over old territory, revisiting things, of course, all retrograde planets are about revisiting. So this can be exes coming back, friends coming back, all sorts of stuff coming back. Each of the planets retrograde bring things back in their own way as well, and karmic rewards for actions, for your past actions as well. 2 years ago, it was retrograde in Scorpio, so you can kind of think back then, kind of what happened. You might be revisiting some of those things too. But Neptune's going to turn retrograde on the 18th and will be retrograde till November 24th, and that's going to be in your guys' 7th house of relationships and partnerships. So this is a reviewing of your partnerships, relationships, business partnerships, relationships, marriages, love relationships, but also an unveiling where you can see things clearer. You may not feel as hypnotized as you were with your partner, or maybe you met somebody new and you find out something about them that you didn't know. The unveiling when Neptune turns retrograde is all about seeing things without that glamorized view, so we can see things more realistically. So that can be good in your house of partnerships. You want to know what's really there, not what you're thinking is there or what you're hoping is there, but what's really there. So Neptune retrograde will go back over that territory. You'll also be revisiting relationships of the past again there. Uncovering things, finding out, if you have partners that are being too needy, asking too much of you, you'll be setting boundaries with that. A lot of different things like that. The Sun and Mercury are transiting your 10th house of career. This is awesome. This gets you recognition. You're shining at work, usually getting along well with people at work. Maybe getting recognition along with Mercury there, communication, a lot of communication about work, socializing at work events, stuff like that. And Venus has been transiting Cancer in your 11th house of friends, social networks and groups of friends and stuff like that. So also any type of humanitarian efforts. Some of you have been very social with Venus transiting there, expanding your network of friends, spending more time with friends, getting along well with friends. Venus tends to bring benefits from friends or into the friendship groups. You act a little more diplomatic with your friends. You want to spend more time with them, therefore you do. That kind of thing. Come the 13th, Venus is going to change signs and it's going to enter into Leo, which is going to be your quiet sector of the 12th house of the subconscious mind, the sleep realm, dreams, fantasies, nostalgia, privacy, hidden romances, things like that are all going to be highlighted come the 13th. It is a time where things tend to slow down a bit. But it can be very pleasant on a lot of other ways. You will be more expressive and sensitive emotionally. Some of you might want to reach out to an ex. Some of you might want to revisit that in your mind, revisit all these different things that transpired over the past years while planets transit in the 12th house. Ceres has been transiting your 12th house for some time now too, and that can bring healing to any subconscious tendencies, revealing hidden motives, revealing talents, revealing hidden talents, things like that. Now, the new moon that's going to occur at 22 degrees Gemini on the 13th is going to be in your 10th house of career as well. So this can be recognition, getting a new job opportunity, moving up within the company, getting new job offers, changing jobs, leaving one job, going to a new job, opening up a new business. A lot of focus and new energy is going to be going into your 10th house of career. So this is really awesome. Generally, new things open up for you there. New opportunities, new things, promotions, recognition, all that stuff after the 13th and the new moon. On the 27th, we're going to have a full moon. That's going to be in Capricorn. And that is going to be in your 5th house of love, romance, self-expression, creativity, and children. So this can bring illumination or a culmination to things in this area that you might have been working on or working with. It can also mean that a child gets recognized for good work at school. It can also mean you start a new creative endeavor. You get an illumination, an idea to start a new creative endeavor. You become more creative. You become more expressive. You get invited to more social events. You spend more time having fun, being yourself, expressing yourself. This can be really helpful too because Saturn there can restrict this, block love romances, make them serious and burdensome, make you more serious about expressing yourself. There's Saturn as restrictions, blockages, and growing up, maturing, becoming more serious. So having a full moon here can illuminate new ideas, new ways of doing it. You might be like, you know what, I'm tired of being so serious. I want to start having some fun. Things like that can start happening because Saturn definitely does bring on responsibilities to that house. In the 5th house of children, as children can become more, you have to pay more attention to them, spend more time with them, which is never a bad thing, just, for whatever reasons. But also relationships can be restricted and blocked, love relationships, or you can go for more mature, older partners, or you can choose, you can get pregnant, you can have difficulty getting pregnant. It all depends on your karmic specific rewards according to your birth chart. You need a private reading to figure out more about specifically for you. But generally speaking, for the general forecast, I try to give you as much insight as possible. There's definitely a maturation process, if that's a word. Sorry. I've been doing these all day. But maturing and responsibility and seriousness, and sometimes blockages and restrictions because you're supposed to be focusing on things that are more important, like your children or your creative self-expression or, a serious committed love relationship that requires burdens and responsibilities. Whatever that's going to come across, you're going to grow tremendously in this house. Jupiter's retrograde still in Scorpio, and that's your guys' 3rd house, communication, technology, driving. Some of you getting new cars, upgrading your technology, expanding, driving more, all that stuff. Jupiter expands. That's your house of siblings too, spending more time with siblings, things like that. There are a couple of days that are a little bit dramatic, okay, besides the fact on the 26th when Mars turns retrograde and you review all the 6th house matters, working out, health, fitness, all that stuff. On the 5th, Venus is going to oppose Pluto in Capricorn, and this can be stressful or it can be dramatic. It can include power struggles between the opposite sex or in relationships or with women or about money. So just be careful on this day if you're handling any of these delicate matters. It can be an all or nothing type situations thrown in your direction, dramatic and explosive situations. But with awareness, you can prevent all of this. Just try not to engage in that on this day. And on the 21st, Venus in Leo will oppose Mars in Aquarius, and this can also be dramatic or where things flare up. Venus and Mars are the astrological lovers, however. They represent the female and the masculine along with money and our courage, all that stuff. So having this opposition can definitely compel us to take action, but we just want to be sure that we're being diplomatic, reasonable, and not irresponsible and sudden in our decision-making process. So just exercise caution, especially if you're in a relationship. On this day, but you can really say what's on your mind. So if there's something that needs to be addressed, it's a good day for that. Those are really the only 2 days that look really, really stressful. The most romantic day is on the 2nd when Venus in Cancer trines Neptune in Pisces. It's a softening, romantic, nostalgic energy. It's a good day to plan a date, to go on a date, to spend time with your loved ones. But yeah, overall, the focus is going to be on expanding your networks with friends, spending a lot of time with friends for the first half of the month. Good accolades at work can be had, recognition. Some of you might get a child that gets recognized. Some of you might start a new and creative endeavor. You're definitely becoming more expressive and stuff like that. A lot of communication, a lot of local travel, a lot of activity, a lot of stuff happening all the way up until the 13th when Venus enters Leo. Things will start to slow down a little bit. They can become very romantic, dreamy, good for spiritual matters, good for focusing on especially since you'll still have Mars in the 6th house opposing the 12th house Venus, of organization, neatness, and efficiency. Then the 12th house matters are all spiritual inclined and private matters, and taking care of yourself, resting, dreaming, all that stuff. So Venus there tends to be very nice transit. It's not difficult like Mars transiting there. Venus tends to be very pleasant. You tend to be happy to spend time alone, especially coming after a very active period like this first part of this month is, being social with friends, spending time with friends, all of that stuff. So it's a good kind of cool down phase towards the middle of the month. So yeah, overall looks like a great month for you guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you found it helpful, please do give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it. And if you'd like to subscribe to get notified of any of my future uploads, please do, but you got to click the bell to get notification. Also, if you'd like to just read about astrology, you can visit my blog at www.illumastrology.blogspot.com. I write about all the many aspects, placements, and stuff like that. If you would like your own personal forecast or relationship reading or anything like that, please go to my site as well, and I'd be happy to help you. So thank you so much. I'm wishing you guys an awesome June, and please do check back for July 2018.